All right, folks. See if I can see if we're live here. Okay, all right. I think I'm live here. I think I'm live. Make sure I push all the buttons. All right. Hey, Charles. How's the audio, man? All right, Mac, Bruce, Phil. How y'all doing? Troy, Alabama. Folks, it's a damn good song right here. Ham Killer up in the house. Fly in the city. Brent's tripping. Let's see, you got Parrish, Florida on station. Old school Mike in New Jersey. Crazy Chris. Audio sounds a little low, like the mic is distant. Got JX up in the house. Gordon Ramsay on station. Justin, Florida. Yeah, somebody tell me how's the audio, folks. This is the first time I did a live stream in a long time, especially with all this equipment. So I don't know if I got all the buttons pushed. Oklahoma on station. Georgia, Ohio, West Virginia. What's up there, Chuck? You make it down the road. Sounds good. All right, thank y'all very much. Monty, how you doing? Got Lady on station. Yeah, folks, thanks for joining me. Just sitting here rocking out to some Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town. Great song for me. Great song for me, but apparently there's some controversy going on around the song in America. And, since I don't live in America, a lot of these things over the past few years, well, since I left America over a decade ago, I don't understand it because I'm not there. So apparently there's some controversy over this song. I've listened to it, watched the video. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the big deal with this song? It's a song. It's a damn good song. So that's what I'm going to discuss during this little live stream. Brighton, England on station. And folks, if I leave somebody out, I'm sitting here looking at like 4 comments at one time and they're going by so fast, and I appreciate them. Appreciate you. Yeah, Robert, it seems like everything in America now is a damn controversy. Gonna hurt somebody's feelings, like Kid Rock says, hurt some millennial feelings. So, apparently freedom of speech, it's not applied the way it was as I remember it. The First Amendment, it doesn't seem to apply too much anymore. Hey, Bruce. Yeah, I was looking at something. They said people are complaining the song is racist, it's violent. People complain about anything these days. Yeah, I don't see it. It's a good song. There is a point to the song. The people in the video are just, fools, idiots. You got a couple robbers in there, some thieves, some skinny jean wearing Call of Duty shitheads tearing up the town and just creating problems for society. So yeah, I don't see the big deal about it. I really don't. But apparently it's a hot topic in America. and I saw something. I guess CMT pulled the video. I didn't even know CMT was still around. I mean, back in the day, CMT was a big thing, right? I thought I had no idea CMT was still around. I thought maybe they went out of business, back when line dancing went out of style. I don't even know. So, San Antonio on station, North Carolina. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Like I said, I haven't set this live stream set up like this in a while, so it's a little trial and error. See if I can still figure it out. But yeah, so anyhow, I don't get it. But like I said, if you're not living over there, I'm still not sure what Me Too was and everything for over a decade, right? I don't get it. I don't get none of this shit. I've said it before, but when that Me Too shit went down, my buddy called me up. He said, "Hey man, you heard about this Me Too stuff?" I said, "What the fuck you talking about, Me Too? What'd you do?" I thought he was saying I did something too, right? What the fuck's that mean? He said, "Yeah, it's something about you can't talk to bitches no more." That's all I knew about Me Too, right? For the longest time. Okay, UK on station. Yeah, so anyhow, folks, if you live in America, then obviously this affects you. But the rest of the world don't give a shit about the controversy surrounding this song, right? But the way we're taught to think in America is that the problems in America, it's everybody's problem. I mean, I love Jason Aldean. I've seen him in concert so many times throughout the years. But yeah, this is an American problem. Nobody gives a shit. You could go to numerous countries and say, "Hey, you ever heard of Jason Aldean?" They never even heard of the guy. So it's an American issue. So, damn, listen to some Kid Rock now. Kid Rock, First Kiss. But the message in the song, right? I'm going to try to stay focused on here. The message in the song about you can't get away with that shit in a small town, right? Well, that's true. But it's not just a small town in America. It's a small town anywhere, right? I mean, why can people get away with all this shit in the city? And it's because the city is not personal. The difference in a small town is that everybody knows everybody. You're related to half the town, if not most of the town. And so, in the city, if somebody goes and starts looting a hardware store, nobody cares. They look at it like it's a hardware store. It's an object, an inanimate object. But you try that shit in a small town, people don't look at it like that's the hardware store. If it's Jim's Hardware, everybody knows Jim, right? You go to church with the guy. He coaches your kids' little league games. Everything is personal in a small town because everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related to everybody. That's why you can't get away with that bullshit in a small town. I mean, it's pretty simple. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. But he is stating the facts. Try to come to a small town where everybody's related and everybody's friends and everybody knows everybody and try to pull that shit. It's not going to work out real well for you. You're going to end up over there in the jailhouse and the damn jury will convict you and the judge will send your ass to jail. Versus the city, you can go get arrested 30, 40 times and never go to jail. So, I don't know. I don't see what the big deal. I think it's a real good song. But I guess it's just indicative of the decline of American society. The First Amendment don't mean what it used to mean. I mean, hell, I feel that pain here, being on YouTube, right? And Snowden said it years ago. Snowden, I don't know, right when all that shit went down, Snowden said, in a few years, the government won't have to censor what you say because the big corporations will do it for them, right? All they got to do is tell them what they want censored, and the corporations will censor you. And he was absolutely correct. You know, when he said it, it wasn't that bad. But now, obviously, the algorithm and the technology is caught up. So the minute I say something here, the algorithm knows exactly what I say and decide whether or not they're going to fucking censor it, you know. So let's go to the comments here. Let's go to the comments. Man, they're flying by. Okay, so Mike says the courthouse scene is a bad part of the video because of... okay, man, I didn't know about that. Maybe you're talking, there's some history there. I don't even know. Let's see. From a small town in South Alabama. Yeah, so... I don't know. I don't know everything in the video. I don't know the history behind everything he's got in the video. But, I mean, the message is quite clear. I mean, I grew up in a small town. Not really even in town. I grew up in the country. And obviously, it was a different time frame. But I understand the small town mentality. And I think that's all the song's about. So, for me, it's a big non-issue. There's so many more things that people could focus their activism on, their Starbucks activism. You know, Americans, these young skinny jean wearing Call of Duty shithead kids, they go to Starbucks, open their laptop, do their activism, right? And then, you know, go vandalize something. That's their activism. And it's just really, most of these people in that video, they just need a good old fashioned ass whooping. I mean, that's what they need, right? So, anyhow, there's so many more like heinous things in the world that people could get upset about and spend their time making videos on. But this is the topic of the moment in America. So let me give you a quick news flash, right? Singapore just executed a woman for possession of like 31 grams of heroin. That's a little over an ounce, right? Death penalty. Boom. She's dead. She's no longer with us. She's no longer among the living. Where's the outcry over that? All these Starbucks skinny jean wearing activists in America. Y'all worried about a goddamn song, and hell, Singapore just executed a woman for an ounce of heroin. I mean, hell, you know, there's a lot more serious things in the world to debate and talk about and bring to the attention of the world through your activism, right? Instead of a country song, you know. Anyhow, drinking a nice cold beer. Where I'm at right now, it's 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And that's what I like to do on Saturday night, is drink a cold beer. After this live stream, I'll go out and I'm going to enjoy me a nice cigar. So, yeah, there you go, Bob. Exactly. People are upset about the song. They didn't get too upset when everybody was burning down the cities in America. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense to our generation. And Road Dogg, well, what you're saying is absolutely true. So, contrast Singapore to the United States. Singapore ain't got the drug problem that the U.S. does. You get caught with an ounce of heroin over there, you get a death penalty. And they use it. In the words of, what's that comedian? A blue collar comedy. Anyhow. So yeah, just recently, you can look it up. Just got executed. And then you talk about like all this violence, right? Let's turn our attention to the UAE. You know, take Abu Dhabi for example, right? I think in 2014 December, a woman stabbed an American kindergarten teacher. She was promptly arrested. given a fair trial in June, which that was what, 6 months, roughly 6 months from the crime. Found guilty and executed by a firing squad in July. So from crime to the bullet slamming into her was 7 months. Now that's the extreme, right? We're talking about the other extreme of the criminal justice system, but the side effect is you don't get carjacked in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. All right? It's a very safe place. You can go to the store and not get robbed. You can walk down the street at night and not get robbed or pickpocketed. My buddy Pablo lost his wallet in a food court in Dubai. Went out about 1 hour later. His wallet was dropped off at the Lost and Found. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just saying there's one end of the spectrum, and then there's the U.S. end of the spectrum where nobody fears the criminal justice system at all. And therefore, the problems in America, right? Nobody fears it. You pretty much get away with whatever you want. And now in America, you don't even fucking get arrested, what people are telling me. I saw a clip where people are stealing shit out of a store. The dude films them or something. He gets fired. That's insanity. That's absolute insanity. And then in wherever it's at in California, they got to lock up the ice cream with chains. That's absolute insanity. But it's because nobody fears the criminal justice system, right? So, and trust me, I'm a less government type person. I'm a less government type person, but what's going on in America, it's obvious that something ain't working, right? When people just walk in broad daylight and steal the place blind and they're not worried about getting caught. That's a problem. Yeah, these stores, people walking into Home Depot, taking shit, just walking out, people stealing all this. I don't understand this, but they're stealing laundry detergent. That's the clip I saw. They loaded up a minivan with laundry detergent, right? The dude was filming them, but he took the paper off the license plate, and they said that's why he got fired, because he interfered, and that was against company policy. So, yeah, see that fentanyl stuff, that's after I left America, right? Even back when I worked dope, that wasn't a thing, right? Fentanyl, I don't know nothing about that, because all that shit's went down since I left the U.S., you know? Australia is becoming more Americanized every day, dude, and it's scary. Yeah, you know, it's pretty sad, you know, how America used to be. I mean, where everybody wanted to go, everybody wanted to be, fashion, the music, the rock and roll, the food, the culture, and now it's a sad state of affairs of what's going on over there. So in Alabama, you can't steal up to 1,000 and walk off. Yeah, that's what I heard. California and Portland, you can steal up to a certain amount and basically get a free pass. Absolute insanity. All right, so yeah, so how's the audio, folks? Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I said, you know what? Let me see if I can get this equipment working. And as a side note, well, I guess I could go live on my iPad, right? I don't have an iPhone anymore, so it's not just click, click, click and hold the thing up and go live, right? I got to set up all this equipment here. Okay, so Boston last night had a smash and grab of over $1 million in watches. That's crazy. Okay, the audio is good. All right, thank y'all very much. Okay, yeah. So, folks, that's what I want to talk about. Just you know, I just don't get it. All these issues that come up that people are you know, just becomes headline news, right? About some guy's song. I don't understand it. And I have people, you know, some of you guys try to explain these things to me, but it's trying to explain what's going on in America now is like trying to explain somebody who's never been to America. I just don't understand it. You know, I don't understand it. Like I try to explain these things to Fatima, she don't understand it. Um, so yeah, U.S. veterans must be so pissed off that they risk their lives for what they see today. You know, that's a good point. There's a video of this old World War II gentleman. Uh, they were interviewing him, and I think he's down in Florida, but he basically, that's what he said. He said, "This is not what we fought for." The dude started crying during the interview. I'm not sure. He may have passed away already, but I saw that clip a while ago. It's pretty, yeah, it's heartbreaking to watch that interview with that guy because he just, you know, this is not what me and my buddies fought and died for. Yeah, there's no perfect country. That's a good point, man. Everywhere you go, every country has its ups, has its downs. America has its positives, um, but it's not headed in the right direction. It's not. It's for me. It's like the Titanic. It's already hit the iceberg. That's sort of my perception of what's going on. And again, you know, back in the 80s, say 1980, if you stood on a street corner and said that in 10 years the Soviet Union would dissolve and be no more, people would put you in a damn nut house. I think you're crazy, man. What happened 10 years later? It's no more. So if people think that it can't happen, then you're pretty naive. I'm not saying, well, just study history. You know, just look at history. Let's see. When I fly back to the U.S., selling everything, moving back to Leyte. Yeah, man. You know, that was my plan. That's the plan that I implemented. Some people move out of the U.S. or their home country and they'll stay 6 months here and go back 6 months. You know, do 50-50, or they'll keep a house there or what have you. That wasn't my model, man. I got rid of everything, and then punched out. So I got nothing back in the U.S. Nothing. Let's see, Robert. Yeah, sold everything and moved to Leyte. Yeah, it's like I told my buddy. My buddy kept a couple of storage lockers back there, right? And he's been over here for over 10 years. I'm like, dude, do you know how much money you spent on those storage lockers? Dude, that's a ton of money after years of storing nothing but junk over there that the rats are eating on and pissing on and whatever. I said, man, go back to the States, throw that shit in the dumpster, and now you just got, you know, 7,000 pesos, 8,000 pesos richer every month. You just throwing money in a hole if you keep stuff in America, like in a storage locker, stuff like that. That junk ain't worth nothing. You keep an old car that you got to keep insurance on or do maintenance on. Get rid of all that mess. Get rid of all that mess, because when you're trying to live on a budget, all that stuff takes a big hit out of your budget. 2 storage lockers. Okay, so somebody just said you're coming to the PI next month for a 4-month trial, Road Dog. Hey man, that's a good plan. You know, that's a good plan. Um, to go somewhere on a 4-month trial, because what a lot of people do is they never spend any significant time where they're planning to go, right? They go there for 1 week or 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is a vacation, right? Which is totally different than living somewhere. and they end up realizing that life ain't as perfect as they think it was supposed to be. So yeah, 4-month trial, that's a good trial period to see if you like it, if you really want to do it. And then if it's working for you and that's what you're gonna do, then just go back and liquidate shit. Don't keep storage rooms and storage. It just wastes your money. You know what I mean? By the time you store that shit for a year or two, even if you decide to go back, hell, just you can buy brand new shit. The storage locker stuff just wastes money. My friend, if I come through Dothan, I'll have to look you up. Yeah, y'all hit the thumbs up button. I think I got 53 thumbs ups now. And see, when I'm on this live software, I'm looking at a different screen. Now I got a big old TV over there. I could put the YouTube up, but I'm focusing on this. So right now it shows 53 thumbs up, but I don't have any idea how many folks are here now. If somebody would put that across for me. Yeah, King B, even 3 months. Even 3 months, but 1 or 2 weeks, that's not living somewhere. That's a vacation. And a vacation is totally different than living somewhere. So even if you can do 3 months, man, 3 months, then you know everyday life and you know the routine. You know, a lot of people, hey Brian, yeah, man, if I come through Albuquerque, thank you very much, man. Charles, you're up in Boston. 221. All right, thanks, Black Grandpa. 221 folks here. Hey, folks, thanks for joining me on this little live stream. I guess I started out talking about Jason Aldean's song. I don't see the drama in it, but you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, this is the entertainment business, right? And if you look at his channel, right? Look at his videos. Now, some of them have got millions of views in the past, right? But last time I looked, this thing was at what? 22 million views. 22 million views on his song. He's gained a lot of subscribers over it. And you know, if you go back and just go down and look at his other videos, I mean, maybe 300,000, 150,000, 74,000. This video's got 22 million views and it's put him in the spotlight. Now, you know, they say all publicity is good publicity. That's not necessarily true, but he's in the spotlight right now over something that, in my opinion, is not even a controversy. I mean, it's just he's getting free publicity. It's a great song. And 22 million views just on this platform here. I'm sure that his concerts will probably be sold out. Hey, man, good on him. But in this world, if all you do is play everything safe, you're never going to get anywhere, right? What do they say about ships, right? A ship is safe in port, but a ship wasn't designed or built to stay in port. It's designed to go out on the open ocean, which is very dangerous, right? So, anyhow, all the people who have complained about this song is just getting him more views, more money in his pocket, more popularity. So, yeah, it's making him money. Exactly, it's making him money. And like I said, it's not. If I thought it was something heinous or whatever, I'd say it. But this is a big non-issue, but it's putting money in his pocket. He'll survive this. It'll blow over. Biloxi, Mississippi on station. Hey, man, shout out to you. Got Bahrain on station. Montana up in the house. Yeah, so see, folks, Montana's, I love Montana. Absolutely love it. And the whole Montana for me is like a small town compared to most places, right? You don't go to Montana and pull this crap, right? Probably the same in Wyoming. You don't go to Wyoming and pull this crap. That's the subject of that video, right? Got Guam on station. Let's see. Yeah, Ormoc. I got my shout out to my ex-girlfriend from Ormoc. I've been to Ormoc. Northern Cali on station. Jacksonville. Yeah, thank y'all for joining me. 91 thumbs ups. If y'all don't mind, hit that thumbs ups for them Google squirrels. Get all happy when I break the 100 barrier. Seattle, Washington on station. Montreal, bonjour. Je m'appelle Mer. J'habite aux États-Unis. And Maine on station. Oh, Houston. Yeah, folks. So, you know, if you think about it, leave some comments down below what you think about this. I just think it's a non-issue. That's the bottom line for me. It's a great song. It's a non-issue. But I'm an American who ain't living in America and ain't lived there in a long time and don't understand the current state of affairs there. Cambodia on station. Boom! Broke the 100 thumbs ups barrier. The Google squirrels are running on the treadmills right now, generating green energy. Al Gore just sent me a text. Everybody's happy that we broke the 100. Oh, 104. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all very much. East Texas on station. Yeah, so my upcoming trip, folks, I've announced it the past couple videos. I'm about to punch out and head to the United States. And I'm looking forward to seeing my family. I'm looking forward to the road trip, seeing some of the places that America has to offer. I mean, I'm into national parks. I'm into the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone. I'm into all that, right? America has so much to offer. If you just get in the car and go to these places, right? So I'm going to see my family and, just kind of see what's going on there. I mean, I'm going to step out to some clubs and try to do a little two-stepping and just see what the current state of affairs is firsthand versus, listening to the story secondhand, looking at this stuff on YouTube. Oh yeah, man, I got to go pick up my old man. Me and him rolling to Nashville. Got to, out of tradition. Boom, Jordan Melby Vlogs. Let's see. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. And let me figure out. I'm glad you sent that because I got to figure out. Okay, I added it to broadcast. I don't know. Can y'all see that on the screen? Does that show up at the bottom of the screen? I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Let's see. Okay, so I tried to pin that super chat at the bottom. Did it show up? Okay, is it still there? I guess I need to go over and look at this here. Hey folks, I'm a pirate. I'm a 50-year-old pirate. I don't know about all this technology. It's a small damn miracle. It's a small damn miracle that I pull this shit off. Trust me, every time that I do this, every time I post a video, it's a small miracle. It's sort of like, getting a mortgage and buying a house, right? I mean, in America, by the time you get the keys to that house and you close, it's a small miracle, right? Well, every time you see a video, especially if it's a live stream, it's a damn small miracle that this shit works. It was there a short time and very small. Hard to see unless on a computer screen. Beijing, man, I'm not sure I'll be coming to Beijing anytime soon until Xi Jinping is replaced. Then I might come over there. Hey Ty, man, I got pineapple willies on the radar. Man, I've been dreaming about pineapple willies. You know, I went there in 2020, folks. You know, I was there what, July 2020, in the middle of this madness, and I was so excited about going to Pineapple Willies. And I pull up there, and you go back and look at the video. I mean, I'm not making this shit up. The turn lane to turn left into Pineapple Willie's had, I don't know, 5, 6 cars. They were waiting in the turn lane to get in the parking lot. I mean, they probably could have waited there for an hour or two. And then you go try to get in the door. There was people just waiting and waiting. There was no way I could get to Pineapple Willie's. It was too crowded, too many people. Hey, Lil Beth, how you doing? So, trust me, man, I love Pineapple Willie's, but in 2020, I just couldn't get in there. So what I did, y'all, like I said, y'all go back and watch the videos, but I ended up driving down to Miramar and hitting, what's it called, Pompano Joe's. And when I went to Pompano Joe's, I got the last parking spot, and there was one stool at the bar because it was just packed out, you know. All the rest of the states were shut down, I guess. Well, Nashville wasn't and Florida wasn't, but I could not get into Pineapple Willie's, so I'm gonna make another attempt at it. Las Vegas on station. Oh my goodness. All right, Lilibeth. It's good to hear you're doing well, darling. So yeah, folks. Anyway, I'm about to punch out and roll to America, and you know the thing about it is, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you, it's like when you've been gone so long and all this stuff is going on, you don't know how to act, right? But the fact that you've been gone, you don't know that you're not supposed to act a certain way or do this, do that. You don't know, right? So I'm like a 10-year caveman that's been in a coma for 10 years. It was the same way 3 years ago, you know. Um, I don't understand my own culture, I guess is what I'm trying to say, you know. And like one of the strangest things to me when we were out in Nashville partying, there was like no males going over and trying to pick up females. It was like the males were over here, the females were over here. They're all playing on their cell phones. And there was like nobody trying to get a phone number, nobody trying to hook up, nobody trying to, get somebody to go home with them. It was strange, you know. It's like they were looking in that phone trying to find a date, you know. So anyhow, Deer Park, Texas, on station. How you doing, my friend? I love Texas, but one of my exes live in Texas. That's why I hang my hat in Southeast Asia, because Texas ain't big enough for both of us, and that's a big ass state. It'll take you 3 days to drive across that motherfucker, but until my ex moves up out of there, I'll stay over here in Southeast Asia. Shout out to you, darling. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. You're probably commenting on one of your fake accounts. I know you still love me. It's all right. It's all right. I know you miss me. You know. Yeah, but like, my generation, it was started to be called political correctness, and now Steve brings up, yeah, this woke shit. I still don't know what the word means, woke. Uh, but I'm starting to understand it a little more. When you put a tranny on a Bud Light can looking up at me, I mean, nobody could ever drink another Bud Light can. It's just destroyed. It's just ingrained in your head. If you picked up a Bud Light can, you're looking at a tranny looking up at you like, uh, how to destroy a brand by Bud Light. well, that'll be taught, and that'll be taught at business schools till the end of time. Georgia, Texas on station. Get a live stream from the Nana Hooters. I don't know if I have time to get up there, but you know, here's the thing. I heard, I haven't been over there. I've been in the Philippines for a couple months, right? But I heard that the Hooters in Pattaya is no more. Now, I don't know that for a fact. I haven't been over there to check it out and see. But if y'all saw the video, you know, of the Filipino band singing at that Hooters, supposedly that Hooters is no more. And that's sad because it was a really nice location, really nice interior. When they had a band there, it was a great place. And what's crazy is I wouldn't recommend anybody go to Hooters anywhere else in the world, but the Hooters in Pattaya was really nice, and the Hooters at Nana Plaza is really nice. So if you come to Thailand, go to the one at Nana Plaza, if it's still there. Hua Hin on station. Yeah, so that's what I heard. The Pattaya Hooters is no more. I got to go over there and check it out. Yeah, Road Trek. What? Well, I don't know, man. What's going on with Bud Light now? I have no idea. I don't see it. I don't see any action anymore when I look at my YouTube thing. So I don't even know if it's an issue anymore. Maybe everybody went back to drinking that piss water. New Orleans. All right, Scotty. Peace out, my friend. Folks, I quit drinking Bud Light. You know when I quit drinking Bud Light, I'm going to tell you. My buddy, shout out to you, man, brought me them Bud Lights right when this lockdown was clamping down. He brought the shit over to me in Subic Bay. And when I took a drink of them Bud Lights, I didn't even recognize the taste. I've talked about it many times, but it was so foreign. They changed the recipe so much, I didn't even recognize my own beer. So Bud Light destroyed my loyalty way before all this controversy with the tranny on the can, because they changed the recipe. Now it's not a good tasting beer. It's fucking horrible. Like, I think horse piss would have a taste to it, but yeah. And you know what, man, it's pretty sad too, because it's a big long story, but you know, I got some very inside knowledge about Budweiser and a certain Budweiser facility, right, from back in the day. And quality used to be number one. It really did. I mean, if that brewmaster went in there and took a sip of a batch and it wasn't right on the money, there was dudes out there breaking open pallets, and they would just destroy the whole damn batch like it was nothing. I mean, it was sad to see all that beer going down the drain, right? But it was quality was number one. And when I took a drink of those Bud Lights back in, what was that? February, March 2020, I was like, that ain't Bud Light. That ain't Bud Light. And again, I think what they did is they stopped adding, you know, the hops are expensive, right? And so if you want to make more money, you cut down on the hops. You know, I think that's one of the main things they did. Tirana. Not dead yet adventures. Hell yeah, man. How you doing? Well, Miller Lite, man. I've said it a million times. When I went back in 2020 in July, Miller Lite was still an exact match template taste from, you know, 10 years ago when I punched out. So Miller Lite, knock on wood, I'm about to go back 3 years later, and the first thing I'm going to do is get a can of Miller Lite, and I can tell you, is that exact match, or they changed their recipe? But in 2020, for me, I don't want to say the only beer, but Miller Lite was exact match as it's always been. It's like they did not screw with the recipe. But Budweiser, Bud Light definitely changed, definitely cut down on the quality. Yeah, man, I love German beer. absolutely love German beer. Francis Connor, all the Bavarian beers. You know, that's the one great thing about Angeles City. You can go over there and get all that German beer from Angel's Bakery. Definitely love a Francis Connor. So if you really want to just be safe, just stick with German beer. Stick with Bavarian beer because it's absolute quality. Corona, I remember back during the lockdown, I figured out that Corona was supposed to start brewing uh, Corona in China, right? So if you're on this side of the world, Corona would be coming out of China. Now, I haven't really dug into that lately, but from what way I understood it then and way I understand it now, if you get a Corona here, it's not brewed in Mexico. It's coming out of China. And I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, and yes, Angeles City has definitely changed, but Patia has definitely changed. And the only thing certain in life is change, right? But we also change, right? So a guy who goes to Angeles City for the first time is going to be in heaven. But folks like us who, first time was 15 years ago or whatever, it's not the same paradise, right? So it's all about perspective, right? And when I talk to all these old dudes that were in Subic Bay back in the 80s, well, they have a wonderful perspective of Subic Bay, right? And so it's all about perspective, man. But yeah, it's changed a lot. If you want to come there and be a 1 week millionaire, you need to bring a little more money now. Everything's more expensive, right? So you still have a great time, but the prices are up. It's the same way in Patia, right? Some of the prices you're like, I might as well just stay at home, go to Vegas or something, right? Because the prices are up there. Yeah, and shout out to my buddy, man. I don't remember your screen name, but you were in Hanoi teaching. I think you're back in the PI right now. But folks, if you go back to that video, we were at Tequila Reef. Now we're all shit-faced drunk, right? Well, he was. And what he said, if a genie showed up right now and I rubbed that damn, that thing, and out pops a genie and says, I give you one wish. One wish. And he says something like, my only wish would be take me back to Subic Bay, McSci Drive, 1982. That's all I want you to do. That was his one wish. If he could have any wish in the world, just take me back to McSci Drive. And it's the same way with me. Like, if that genie dropped in front of me, I'd be tempted to say, hey, man, take me back to Patia, 15 years ago. Just drop me off in Patia. That's all I need you to do, man. Hey, Carl, migrating is hard reality. It is, man. You know, it's funny, right? They call guys like us, like me, expat, right? But really, what's the difference between an expat and a migrant? You know what I mean? You could call me a migrant. Hell, I go to immigration, they call you an alien, right? Uh, I don't know what made me think about that, but when you have a different perspective on things when you walk in people's shoes. And for the longest time, I've been a migrant slash expat slash alien, and I don't know. I won't get started talking about immigration. Immigration over here on this side of the world's been good to me for the most part. I got no complaints. It's much better than dealing with U.S. immigration law. So I'm not complaining, but the same sense, like, we all live on planet Earth. Okay, other than a few people that are up in low Earth orbit right now, we all live on planet Earth, and we can't get off this bastard, right? Only a few people can get out of here, right? So how did we come up with immigration and visas and passports? You see what I mean? Where do you hope to be in 10 years' time? That's a great question, Byron. You know, man, as long as I'm not 6 feet under, or, went to the temple and got burned up and they scattered my ashes over here somewhere, as long as I'm still among the living in this life, in this dimension, I guess I can't complain, man. In 10 years, where do I hope to be? I hope to be alive. I hope to be around my children. Geographically, man, it don't matter from there. I prefer to be in Thailand. I prefer for all my crew to be here in Thailand. But if I'm in the Philippines, I'm not complaining. But I just hope to still be alive and be by my kids. And everything else, man, don't matter. Everything else don't matter. So that's a good question. I love this Jimmy Buffett song. Well, it's Alan Jackson, Jimmy Buffett. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And y'all seen, damn, out of beer. Videos years ago, I wore a watch, but the watch was broken. I haven't worn a watch that worked since I left America. I don't wear a watch. I got a couple I can wear for jewelry pieces, but they don't work. I just set them like 5 minutes till 5 or 1 minute till 5. Don't change. So every time I look at it, it's 5 o'clock. It's time for a beer. But this song is true. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what I mean? How's my son doing? Hey, Benjamin, man, he's doing good, man. He's doing good. He's doing good, and been real good for him being around the old lady's family and the cousins and all the kids. Hey, Chris. No shit, man. You've been here since 245 subs. Holy moly, man. That's like from what, 2012? Awesome, man. Thanks for hanging with me. Blairsville, Georgia, on station. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. Haven't been there in a long time, but that's a beautiful place. Qatar or Qatar on station. Yeah, you know what? And folks, here in Thailand, it's been a long weekend. It was the king's birthday, and then there's some Buddhist holidays, so they added an extra holiday, I believe. So it's been like a 6-day holiday for everybody here in Thailand. But usually when these holidays roll around, I just disappear and hang out on the ranch, right? I just avoid the crowds. So I just been chilling like a villain. Just chilling like a villain. But everybody else has had a long holiday here. And what we got here? I'm trying to listen to Jason Aldean. They see, I got Kenny Rogers on there. I hear enough of Kenny Rogers when I'm in the Philippines. I love Kenny Rogers. I grew up listening to Kenny Rogers, but if you live in the Philippines, you better love Kenny Rogers. Oh shit! You wake up at 7 in the morning, somebody's over there on a vidjoki busting out Kenny Rogers' Islands in the Stream. Akron on station. How you doing, my friend? No, this ain't a black and mild, man. This is a game. This game right here, I went to the clinic, tested positive for GAME. What movie was that? Now, these are game. These are delicious right here. But I'm a Black and Mild guy. I love Black and Mild. So when I hit the States, I'll have Black and Milds in the car everywhere I go. Man, I hear Kenny Rogers all the time, man. Islands in the Stream. City. You know, this Jason Aldean song is a great song. That's it. That's it. It's a great song. Tells a story. Whatever. Everybody who don't like it, you know, my generation, I guess, you know, if you're 50 and older, I'm preaching to the choir, right? But the thing about it is, I grew up, originally we had 2 channels, right? One channel came in pretty good. The other channel was PBS. And if you didn't like them 2 channels, that was it. There was nobody to complain to. If you didn't like channel 9, you went to channel 12. If you don't like the program, change the channel. If you don't like either one of them programs, you turn the fucking TV off and go outside and play. That was your options. But now, with the current state of technology, everybody's got a fucking Twitter account, right? And they got a voice, and they're gonna complain like like they own the company, right? And again, they're making this gentleman money. He's got 22 million views on this this video. By next week, he'll have 32 million. He just keeps making money. So, but you know, when I grew up, we didn't have a platform. If you didn't like a program or whatever, you know what you had to do? Write a letter to the editor of the local newspaper. And he would promptly throw that shit in the trash, and then you wouldn't waste your time doing that shit again, right? But now everybody's got a global audience. So yeah, over 700,000 views on that Hooters video. Yeah, man. That was a great time that night. Naples, Italy, on station. Man, I love Naples. I wish I was there right now. Folks, if you ever get a chance to go on vacation to Italy, obviously you're going to kick it around Rome. It's absolutely just wonderful. The history. Then you go down to Naples and go to Pompeii. And out of all my travels around the world, I'd say Pompeii is top 3 of the most magical places I've ever been in my life. Because you just see, you see like history preserved. And just all the little things, you see how just ingenious these folks were with the technology that they had at the time, right? And then the tragedy when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. Anyhow, if you get a chance to visit that region, if you find yourself in Italy, make sure you go to Pompeii. And I think about it all the time because in Angeles City, like when I was in Pompeii, I look up at Mount Vesuvius and I say, okay, everybody knows what happened in 79 AD, right? Mount Vesuvius buried that place. And now Naples is, pretty good sized city, right? Everybody's living there. I'm like, why the hell would you live there? You know what happened back in 79 AD. Then I realized, holy shit, I'm living in Angeles City between Mount Arayat, big ass huge volcano, right? Stratovolcano. And then on the other side is not Mount Vesuvius, Mount Pinatubo, which in 1991 erupted. It's a global event. It lowered the global temperature for approximately 1 degree for 10 years. That's how huge that event was, right? And so I'm like, you know, you look out, you see Mount Riot. I can see Mount Riot from my back little patio right there, right? You can't see Mount Pinatubo from my spot, but I can see Mount Riot. And I'm like, constantly thinking about Pompeii, my thoughts to the people in Naples, like, why would you live here? You know what that thing's capable of. And then I find myself in Angeles City. You know, Angeles City's in the middle. You got Mount Riot over here, Pinatubo over here. So Angeles City and Clark is like the meat on a volcano sandwich. And I'm like, why the hell am I living here, right? Yeah, anyhow. So, anyhow. Road to Spain on station, man. David, how you doing? Pearl River County, Mississippi on station. Yeah, man, back in the day, like, you know, northern Mississippi, we had 2 channels. And then moved to Houston. And we had some on the UHF, right? You had 3 channels on UHF, but there wasn't no complaining. The point is, there was no complaining, right? You didn't like it, turn that shit out, turn it off, go outside and play. That's it. That's your options. Now, you know, 21-year-old skinny jean wearing Call of Duty shithead wants to complain about some dude who wrote a fucking song. Like, shut the fuck up, you know? Da Nang, Vietnam reporting in. Hey, Jonathan. Haven't been to Da Nang in several years. Man, oh man. Love that place. I probably wouldn't recognize it now because they were just building nothing but resorts and stuff. Hey, let me know, is Hua's place still there? Hua, H-O-A. Hua was a character, man. I don't know if he's still around. But if he is, you'll know. It's called Hua's place. I heard he got displaced. Well, he had a little place there for the longest time, and they were building something. He had to move. He moved back. Anyhow, I haven't been there in a long time, man. But everybody who's been to Da Nang, they know Hua, H-O-A, Hua. Charlotte, North Carolina on station. How you doing, Traveling Dime? So he's still there. He moved down the beach. Seattle on station in Cape Town, South Africa. Man, I wish I had me some Jack Daniels right now. You know what? When I conclude this little talk, I may have to saddle up, roll up to 7-Eleven, get me a little bottle of Jack Daniels, and just sip on that whiskey all night. I might have to do that. You know, here's the thing about Jack Daniels, right? And it's absolutely true. My buddy's friend, I think my buddy or his friend is the one who brought it up one night. But it's common knowledge, but maybe you don't think about this, right? Okay, check this out about Jack Daniels, right? Okay, if you travel around the world or you go to a shady resort, whatever, and you order a rum and coke, whatever, it's very easy for them to substitute the rum with the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest local shit that they can find to put in that drink, right? It's the same with vodka. A lot of drinks, unless you're a fucking expert professional drinker like myself, it's hard to tell what version of vodka they put in the drink, right? Well, guess what? You can't fake Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels has such a unique taste, flavor. You can't fake it. Only thing they can try to do is maybe water it down a bit or just give you less than what you think you're getting. But you can't fake Jack Daniels, right? You know, you go to these resorts and disreputable places, and they try to give you that homemade hooch, and you end up fucking dead because they didn't know how to distill it right. You can't do that with Jack Daniels because the taste, you know the minute you take a sip of that, whether it's Jack Daniels or not, right? All they can do is dilute it. That's what I'm saying about Jack Daniels. You know, everybody I've offered Jack Daniels to, and I talked about this in a video at the Village, Everybody I've offered it to, nobody's came back for seconds. None of my friends in Thailand or the Philippines, anywhere in Southeast Asia, they're not down with Jack Daniels. In my experience, right? Most of them, they don't come back for a second glass. They just stick to what they're used to. Hey man, Helen, Georgia, beautiful place. Love going to Helen. Love it. What a great song right here. Jason Aldean's called Why. This, back in the day, this was posted 13 years ago. He's got 26 million views from 13 years. But he's already got 22 million views from the song that's in the middle of controversy. Who wins? He won. He's winning. Albania. All right, folks, listen. I think I'm going to go ahead and start shutting this little stream down. But I want to say thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I proved to myself that I can set up the live stream equipment through the computer and the FX3. I'm broadcasting on the FX3, by the way. But Beardstown, Illinois, on station. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to try to set up more of these live streams, and it's one of those things, the more times you set it up, the more it becomes routine, but I haven't done it in a while. And you get lazy with that iPhone, what have you, but now I don't have an iPhone, so this will be the setup, and it just takes a little bit of time to set it up. Mud Buggy on station. Yeah, everybody make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out. I certainly appreciate it. Them Google squirrels, they love them thumbs ups. Got a Longapo on station. Man, if I was in a Longapo, I'd be dreaming of Texas Joe's. Go over there and get me some barbecue. Man, I love Texas Joe's. Man, I used to go over there with my buddy Dennis. May you rest in peace, my friend. I miss you, brother. Damn, I miss Dennis. Me and him used to hit that Texas Joe's over there. Yeah, everybody have a good one, folks. I'll see y'all on the next one. Calgary on station, North Carolina. Thank y'all for joining me. Yeah, so thank y'all. Please hit that thumbs up button on the way out. I certainly appreciate it. And please stay with me. About 1 week, I'll be headed to the big PX in the sky, the good old US of A. I'll see if I can't stir them up over there. Brush up on my two-stepping skills, but I think I might be in for a shock on how the nightlife has changed. We'll see. Hey, Dimples Life, how you doing? All right, let's do some George Strait now. You know, I'm going straight up to 7-Eleven and get me a bottle of Jack Daniels, man. I didn't get my taste buds set. All right, folks, that's it. I'm out of here. I got to figure out how to shut this thing down. Hell, it might take me 10 minutes to figure it out. What we got here? All right, I'm out of here. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, morning, evening, wherever you're at on this beautiful, beautiful planet that we call the Earth. I think the next video I'm going to talk about UFOs, so stay tuned for that one. I'm out of here. Peace out, my friends.